Right, let me get this up. And we will get this on the link. So it's the first time in a couple of days I've actually played this game. Played because I'm actually a lot busier now since the weather's actually getting warmer. But hopefully we'll have a good stream. We'll review this game and we'll have a good stream. Have a good time. Traditional start for me. Traditional start for me. It is. very much just this basic start for me. Man, Saturday night really doesn't have that many people. Saturday night definitely does not have that many people. Okay. I think in this situation I'd rather have like this move or this move. Let's go here. Probably should have gone here actually. Basic, very, very basic. I don't know if this was the best thing he could do here, though. I probably should have just jumped on the bottom, because it does give him this move, but I will take that, actually. Not really sure how I would answer this. It's an interesting thing. What if I play this, though? I want to see what happens if I play this. Like, he does have the crossover, but I don't think that works that well. That's actually what I wanted him to do. Solve this problem down here. Now, will he do the other thing that I want him to do? That's interesting. Because this is not very strong right now. I think I'm going to choose to attack him up here. I think I'm just going to choose to separate the two and attack. I usually wouldn't do this move, but he's got these stones here. So that's why I'm choosing to do this move right now. Gladly. I don't know what to do here. I think I'm going to do this and solidify this territory. Might not be the best move, though. This is actually a lot of territory. Which is why I'm doing this. I also have this move always to actually solidify the rest of this. Really? Can't do that because he'll do this. So I'm going to come down here and see what he does. I think this will delve into like how much. Yeah. Do this first. Gonna get as much out of this as possible. Absolutely get as much out of this crap as possible. And see how much territory he can actually gain. I want to see how much territory he can actually gain over there on me. So there's a lot of influence over here. But I just took the corner. That's fine, but that is actually now on the table. Remember, so he doesn't actually have any points over here at all. This is now on the table. There's some stuff down here. I do need to break this territory. But I don't really know. I have a feeling I should do this, but I'm not really sure if that's correct or not. Okay, that doesn't really hurt me all that much. So at this point, we are going to expand this way. We're not going to go that deep in. Because remember, like, there's not that much territory here in the first place. But we're also going to expand our own territory. It's a pretty good move. Trying to expand down there, but I'm just going to hop in. I will trade. I will gladly trade. He could do a fighting move. He could definitely do a fighting move here. But he's going to go down there instead. I'll do this first, just to protect against that. So there's basically no territory here at all now. It's probably not a good move, actually. I'm giving him a little bit too much territory down here. That's probably what I thought he would do. But if I'm going to do that, I'm going to take as much as I can here. It's pretty good. Decent amount of territory there. I don't want him coming down here. So I am actually going to do this. That's also really big, yes. That's also big. Don't know. I think I'm ahead right now, obviously, but... Oh, wait, I shouldn't have done that. That's not Sente. Dang it. That's a bad move. But he answered, so I'm good with that. Probably should have done this over this, actually, now that I think about it. I think, like, jumping here is still the best move right now. It gets rid of this territory. The only territory that he has is this. At this point, I think I just have more. Because I have this corner, I have this, and I have this. There's not too many points in here. That's not Sente. Those 2 points aren't, those 2 stones aren't worth all that much. Let's see what he does with this. Basically just reducing his territory while trying to expand a little bit of my own. Do I do that? No. So that would actually be very hard for me to answer. Yeah, I have to do that. It's too hard for me to answer. I'm pretty sure I played that wrong. Almost certain I played that wrong. I think I have to do this. But he can't actually invade in, is the thing. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Definitely a mistake on my part. Got a couple, he did get a couple points here though. I don't know if I'm actually ahead. Might definitely be, might have definitely screwed up this game. Definitely might have screwed up this game. Sucks because he actually has Sente now. Him having Sente is like kind of crap for me. Is that really Sente though? No, I don't think it is. What else do I do? It's okay. Did I answer that? I don't think I have to answer that. Still might be pretty big though in the end. Do I answer that? What to see if this actually gets anything. I think I'm still a couple of liberties short to actually stir up something here. Because if these two were covered, I definitely have something here. See if I can get anything going here. I don't think there's anything here right now. Not now, at least. All right, we're just going to leave that as it is. This is actually pretty big now. I should have actually, no, I definitely should have done this.
Byoyomi.
Why not? This is pretty big. Still, I think I need one more fixing move in here, but that's actually pretty big. Oh, that's big too. I don't know what else like closing moves I actually have. That's fine. It's fine as well. Oh wait, it's a bad move by me. Never mind. It's actually a really bad move by me. Just have to do this. see if he... It's just a couple of closing moves. Yeah, I can't really get anything on this. It's just a couple of closing moves. I still have one there, it's fine. I might not actually be ahead in this game is the problem. I kind of screwed this game up. I should have taken, like, I should have definitely taken a much more active approach here. Should have taken a much more active approach there. And should have played the endgame a lot better.
Ten, 9, 8, 7.
Okay. Probably going to have to connect this sooner or later. It's pretty close, actually. It's pretty close. Should have played this a lot more aggressive. I probably lost a couple of points in the end game because I didn't play the end game well. Okay, is there anything here? Yeah. I have to do this because if I don't, that's going to be problematic. That's all the points. Atari, connect, go this way, nothing. Don't think there's anything here. So I can just go that way. Is there anything there? Atari, connect, do this, Atari, no, there's nothing there. I don't know why you do that. I don't think there's anything there either. I mean, maybe we missed something. This is the only game I'm actually going to play today. It is kind of late for me, and I'm going to see if he can come up with anything. I don't think he actually can, because I'm just going to pass.
Pass. Remove the dead stones.
Yeah, I win by about 14 points. Without the Comey, I'd still win about 10. But I did definitely screwed up. Like, we'll go back and review this game. We'll definitely go back and review this game. There's a couple of places, like, this was a pretty passive game. We didn't really get into any huge fights. But I think, like me securing this, like, early on, basically secured the win. Because he actually lost a lot in that fight. So he does this. This is perfectly fine. Usually, like, this is the way you would go. Like I said, I don't necessarily like this. I really don't necessarily like this for black either, so...
Challenge received.
I can see that. I'm not going to play any more today. Right now, it is kind of late. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, so I don't really feel like playing right now, but we're going to go back and get this. Like, usually that's the way you go with this, but... this is perfectly fine. You lose maybe like half a point, but that's not really all that relevant. I actually think this is probably better now, but this is what I'm familiar with. So this is like not that big of a deal. So this particular move, I actually think I would rather prefer this here, but this one, like me doing this, like usually you would do this, but if you do this now, it doesn't really benefit you all that much. I get this territory and you're still kind of weak, and if you pincer here, I'm just going to jump up, and since you're close to my wall, you're kind of weak, and you can't really threaten that group. That group's not really threatenable. So the thing is, because I already have this here, this pincer becomes a really good move. If I didn't have this pincer, if I didn't actually have like this over here, then I might just do like, something like this. But because I have this over here, and I have like this over here, this pincer is the better move, because you can just connect these two with these three over here. So jumps out. I do that. I like that just because of the flat knife shape. I was actually just hoping he would do this, so I would just get this bottom territory, and he still has to worry about these 3 stones. So he does that, which is kind of strange. I think black is supposed to do this, and there's not really, I can't connect this anyway, so I guess there's not much to actually lose down here. So, but like answering me here, that does actually lose you a couple points, because it gives me the initiative. Obviously, I get down here, because like I'm going to take the corner points, and now like, look, like that's actually like, if there was any one place I gained like the 13 points advantage, if there's any one place I gained the 13 points advantage, it was definitely here. Because look what he actually came out with. Like he just comes out with a weak group, and I basically get this territory, and eventually he does this, and I get this territory. So that's definitely not a good trade for him. The correct move is to do this. And then like I would obviously go here or maybe even do this. But the thing is like he didn't separate my two groups, and he just came out this way, which is not really good for him because then I can just extend out and get this territory too. So the thing is that I definitely won this trade by a lot because I got the bottom territory and I got this bottom territory here, and he just has a weak group in the middle. So he didn't really gain all that much. You can say like, oh, but he broke your corner, but he like disconnected your corner territory. Yeah, but you were never going to get all of this anyways. So that invasion, I played this move, and I played this move, and this is like the key move you want to go. You don't want to go here because, you know, like that doesn't feel good. You want to go here. So this is actually the correct move here. And obviously, like, this is pretty much automatic. That's like 100% automatic if I do that. But the thing is, like, you have this group that's weak because, like, you can, like, technically just do this. And you can just technically do this and, like, you know, do this, and you're not, like, too weak or anything. But you do give up these points down here. It's not really something you want to do, but this is almost automatic. You can't let me cover over top because then you're just giving up too much territory. So he actually does that, and I'm just going to take the territory. So, like, at this point, he's lost a lot of points. He's lost a ton of points because, like, he still has a semi-weakish group up here. I've gotten all this territory solidified, and I got this over here. So I'm quite far ahead. So I'm going to have to do that. He does that. That's an extra move for me that I didn't need to make. This is probably the best move for me right now. Just invade the 3-3. Like, just break his territory without any, without any anything he can do. Or, like, you either do this or you do something like this. So just, like, approach or play the 3-3. So that's what I should have done. But I wanted to solidify this territory. This is probably an extra move that I just didn't need to do right now. So I lost a couple points there. So that's a good move. I'm going to invade down there. This move, you do this. That's the correct move to do. You force white to decide to come in the corner or come over here. I think the best move for white for most times is come over here and then just fly up. And then you can just pincer here. So I think that's like the way it's actually supposed to be played. If white goes in the corner, you can go here, and then, you know, you can go here, and you can actually get a thickness on the side and then try to make like this big moyo over here. So if he actually does this, I would probably come out here, and then you just get the corner. That's like solid territory, and trying to make solid territory up here is not that easy. So essentially, that's a bad move. I'm gonna go under. He's gonna do that. I'm gonna go back. Don't get into doing this because he can just do this, and now you're kind of screwed if you do that. Yeah, you don't really want to. You really don't want to get into that. So come back. He does that. Now he's trying to like get this territory, but he's leaving so much. So I go under. He does that. I'm gonna crawl in. He still has to do that. I'm gonna come up. Like these are essentially you know, the things I would probably just do that, honestly. If he does that, I would just do this and then see what he actually does, because, you know, this just looks better than what actually happened. So I would actually just Hane. If he Hanes, I would just come up, right? Because if he clamps, you always have this Atari. He can Ko you, but I don't think he would. So I would actually just Hane, like, because doing this is losing too much. Then, like, doing that, I mean, you basically gave me Sente, and you gave me a really large corner, and plus, like, your Moyo doesn't really do that much. Plus, I have the Sente, so your Moyo's not going to do much at all. So I'm going to come up here, because this is actually kind of hard to answer. You could do this and try to get this Moyo, but then, you know, like, I can do other forcing moves or just invade over here or something. So he has to answer with this. I'm going to fly up with this. He does that, and I'm kind of afraid of this move, actually. That's the thing I was kind of afraid of. I mean, like, obviously cutting this is huge right here. So I'm actually kind of afraid of that move. I would actually do this, but then I would probably like extend out this way, and then I would have to actually like fight and actually kind of like live in here. So that's kind of like the move I was actually afraid for him to do. So remember that, like there is actually this move in here, and trading this is not like, you know, is not good for white. So remember that move. So that's actually why I did this, because now this, if you try to do this, like it doesn't really work that much anymore, because now I have this. Because yeah, so as soon as I do this, if I was black, I would do this. White might actually do something like this, but then it's a little bit more complex here. But I was a little, there's always like this move that worries me when I have this kind of shape. So when he does this, easy, like that's an easy move for me to do right there. It's an easy move for me to do right there. And then I'm just gonna try to like whittle down his territory. I could invade, but the chances of me living down here aren't that great. And plus I still have that move. I basically have this move come up. You didn't need to, I don't think he needs to answer that, but you know, extra move. Oops, sorry. He does that. And now I'm just going to go with a clamp. The clamp actually is worth quite a few. Do this, he blocks, that's fine. Then I'm going to get this move because this is kind of big. You don't need to do that right away. And I wouldn't do that right away. I might still do something like this because there's quite a few points up here if you really think about it. This, you're not going to get that much. He got like 10, 12 points out of it. So he does that block. I'm going to do this because I don't want him to invade down here. This move is actually really large. So I don't think I should have done that. I think I should have just done this. But if you do this, I would have had to do this. So there might have been some problems down there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's really, really large. If you actually like try to do something like this, and then this, like you would get all the points down here. So that's actually quite large. So that's the right move because then he can fly in as well. So I'm going to do that. And I probably wouldn't answer this if I were him either. So I'm going to do that. I mean, you sort of have to answer, but you really don't. Connect. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Just take all the advantages and then jump in to prevent him from getting this territory. See, right now I'm up by like 23 points. I just played a really bad closing, actually. So I'm going to connect. He does this. I'm going to go in here. And then, you know, the thing is, like, he does actually have this. And I would actually have to play this way. So that actually could be really damaging to me if he was actually to do that. Of course, if he did this first, I would probably extend out here and do this. And then force him to answer first and then do this. I mean, I'm not really in any danger, but he could actually have like a lot of Aji down here. So there's that. Then do this. Obviously, there is still like this move, which I really don't like. That honestly you did not need to do right now. Those two are not that big at this point. So I'm going to come down here first just to test the reactions. He's going to do this. So I'm just going to leave this alone and curl here. That's probably a bad move. I don't really know what the best move is here. Probably something like this. I'd guess something like this is the best move. And this, but this is like forcing your opponent out into like in these kind of shapes is just generally not good. As you can see, like I had to do a lot of really bad moves here. And then like eventually he got a lot of advantages here. And that's how I went down from like plus 20 points to like plus 15 points. Of course I have to answer all of this stuff. This is actually not a right move. Because obviously giving me that's not good. During this, he does that. And obviously this is going to be Sente. This isn't going to be Sente because I can just block and curl back. I'm going to do this. He's going to block. I'm going to do this. He's going to do that. That obviously isn't a good move. Actually, you know what? This is actually really big. I should have done this sometime. So he played that sequence right. Obviously, I'm going to curl back like this. Give him a couple points there. And there's like nothing here, so I was just testing. And that's like how the endgame works. So the thing is, like, you can see like my entire game. You can actually see like my entire game was actually won like right here. Like because of this exchange. After this exchange, like basically black was never able to pull back from this particular exchange. So like one misplayed sequence in the early game like can actually lead to your loss, because after this I just had more solid territory than him, and after I had more solid territory than him, it's really hard for him to pull back. Like it was basically like this shape mistake right here, and then this mistake right here in this corner that put me up by about 20 points. So those are the places where where the actual game was won. So hope you enjoyed this review. Like and subscribe, hit the bell notifications button, and I will see you guys